And now you're on Sirius
with Howard Stern. No
I'm
less.
excited to have you here. I envision that this is going to be the epitome of a radio experience for listeners. I believe that satellite radio is the future, and I'm not just blowing smoke up anyone's ass. I really do believe that. I work a little differently than you. Even you yourself have said, Stern, he works blue. That's my thing. You know, that's not your thing. Do you ever curse?
I usually don't. No.
Are you going to curse on the air?
Damn in hell.
Do you think you might say the F word?
No, I can't say it.
Radio?
I can't say it.
Were you like that as a kid? You never cursed?
No, I did as a kid. I kind of told myself when I was in my early 20s, let's eliminate that from your vocabulary.
You know, they say that not cursing.
Listen, I'm not perfect. I got a lot of vices. I try to stay away from that.
What is your vice? It's not women. All right, masturbation, a little too much.
Is it something illegal?
Do you watch?
No.
Do you watch porn?
I have.
You have? Who's your favorite?
Sports Center. Couldn't tell you that one.
What?
Sports Center.
See,
Sports Center, your porn. Chris Berman. Oh, Chris.
Do you gamble?
Does Howard know who Chris Berman is?
No.
Absolutely
no idea. I'm not aware of it. Do you gamble on sports?
I have. Yeah, that could be a vice.
That could be a vice.
I could get a little careless sometimes with that.
Because I was going to ask you about a couple
little
of
careless.
games.
What's the biggest bet you ever made?
You know, what I'll do is I like to bet seasonal bets.
Okay.
Now, there are over-under bets you can make in football and baseball.
Sure.
Where there's a number on a particular team's idea of how many wins they're going to have in a year.
Right.
Let's say the Giants' number is 9.5.
Okay.
That means they have to win 10 wins if you take the over for a bet. So I would like to do that. It keeps me into it.
I see.
And it keeps
How
me
much money
focused.
would you bet on the over? Let's say.
25,000.
25,000.
He's making
For the year, though. It's for the
nothing.
year, Howard.
That's
Right,
nothing.
I understand.
You think about
That's your
16
gambling
weeks,
budget.
so it's 1,000 a week.
25.
25
I didn't do it
Gs.
this year because I was wrapped up in doing a show.
Very frivolous.
It is.
Surprised.
Let me ask you
You think that's so crazy? Boy,
I
I'm being
do.
too honest. I'm going to get in trouble here, for goodness sake.
I'm surprised to hear that you would put $25,000 down.
I think my wife's going to be surprised, too.
Does she not know that? Do you control
she
all the
knows.
finances? Does she?
Yeah,
know
I know.
what's
I
going
control
on?
the finances.
You control
you
that.
got-
But she knows I gamble, though. I can't hide that from
You
her.
got to hide money from your wife.
What's the? Yeah, come on. You
I don't have a Swiss bank
Is that
account.
the only bet you make?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, usually.
He's not talking about the illegal bets.
I don't go. I do not go to Atlantic City, and I do not go to Vegas.
Do you have a prenup with your wife in case?
No, I do not.
If everything goes crazy,
I do not have. She's going to get half.
you're going to get half of the money. So you better stay in this.
I
money.
gotta,
That's why he's gambling.
And you know, everybody tells you, you know what? Say what you want. Whatever you do, stay married. It's
Stay
cost you too freaking much money.
It's a lot of money.
Stay. Figure out. Girlfriends do this, do that. Stay married.
Let me ask you
Everybody
this:
tells me
the
that.
25,000. Who do you put that down with if you don't go to Vegas?
I got to find somebody.
You need a guy? Do you need a guy?
I'm going to get picked up here. Tony Soprano's not
I was going to say, if you need a guy, I got a guy.
But they get Tone.
So
I got ripped off 60 grand. From
So
my-
your father must be proud of you now.
Yeah, he is.
He thinks
My-
it was good you didn't go in the jewelry business.
Yeah, I just, by the way,
Yes.
he's 77 years of age, so they don't have all the technological equipment.
Right.
So
You
I
gotta
just
get him serious.
got him wrapped up with Sirius.
Yeah.
I had the guy Richie here take care of it.
Right.
Like Best Buy, he got it in his 2 cars. Now he has it in his house.
By the way,
so
thank
he's going to
God-
hit me on top of it.
It's-
Thank God your father's not the Giants jewelers. No rings and how long?
Thank you very much.
The Yankees, he's making money.
That's that. 1954.
Right, there you go.
Good job, Artie.
Good job.
Wait, can I ask
All
you?
right,
I have a serious question for you.
He's got the forms out.
But wait, so you will not say the F. You will not take advantage of the fact
Try not
that we're
to.
not on terrestrial radio.
I would not try to do that.
They say that not cursing shows a intelligence. That, in other words, a lot of people, what they lack in language skills, so they resort to cursing, using foul language. You see yourself as...
I don't buy it that way. I just think it's self-control.
It's self-control.
Yeah,
You'd
I
like
wouldn't
to
say
say
he has
you
an
can be-
extensive vocabulary.
I'm not saying relatively proud. I'm not one of I'm a nutcase. I'm goofy.
Right.
But I'm not raunchy as a sports
You're
talk guy.
old-fashioned.
I'm
in
not
way.
a guy talk
Yeah, and when
host.
a guy challenges
I'm not a
you
guy
don't
host.
have to resort to that.
I don't get nasty with
Do
him.
you say-
He's a caller. He's a
Yeah.
client.
Do you
Customer.
say? Do you ever say penis?
No, I have.
You
Well, I
would
mean,
not.
that wouldn't bother me,
In
though.
your
That's.
you would say penis.
Well,
on
I
the
have
air.
kids. You got to tell them what's going on.
No, I
right?
mean on the air. Would you say penis? You say that
No,
guy.
probably
Is there
not.
any
You probably
reason to
wouldn't.
bring that up?
You
no.
would not.
No, I would
you
not.
would not bring up penis. Would you bring up clitoris?
No.
You would not.
Why in a sports concoction? Well, where's that fit in?
Boy, that Howard must have a clitoris. He doesn't even know
I'm a little surprised.
A-Rod is Tyree.
Do you know who A-Rod? Have you had A-Rod in here before?
No.
we haven't had
He
A-Rod.
won't come in here.
Jeter,
No.
I don't know Jeter.
We
I mean,
don't
I know who
get
Jeter
many
is.
Yankees.
Have you had athletes from New York on
Yes.
here?
Lawrence Taylor.
LT, that's a good spot.
The great LT has been on. We've had.
I'll make you look
We've
good.
had
Go ahead,
Dennis
yes,
In the
Rodman.
history of the show, here's some of the people who stopped by. Will Chamberlain.
That's a good spot.
was a
Mickey
good-
Mantle has done this show.
That's a very good spot.
Bill Walton has done this show.
He's goofy. Good
Right.
spot.
Right.
LT loves the show. OJ's been on the show.
Who was
O.J.
the
Simpson.
Yankee pitcher? The
Before he
Yankee
killed
pitcher?
his wife.
David Wells, big fan.
used to come.
David Wells loves
David
you.
Wells always
loves
came.
you.
What was the black guy with the one eye who used to be on the Jets?
Oh,
Wesley Walker.
Wesley Walker used to do this show.
How about
And
from
you know
Roosevelt?
who interned for us 6 months ago for a day? Antonio Pierce.
Good guy.
Good
How
guy.
about the gay
Antonio-
giant, Sugar Bear?
Good guy.
Antonio.
We had him on every Mondays in the football over at FAN.
Antonio was my intern.
Nice guy.
There you go.
Wife's in the business now.
Absolutely.
So he's had some sports guys on.
We've had some legendary people. on.
They have to rise above their sport.
I've had on, hold it. I'll tell you some more people. Pete Rose.
That's right.
That's right.
I've had on Bill Romanowski.
Almost every
I've had-
a lot of the
disgraced
guys
guy.
who've gotten themselves in some trouble.
Right.
I had Mark Messier on the show.
That's a good
John
spot.
Daly.
I had the great,
We had the
the great
Stanley
one.
Cup. Did you tell him what
Yeah,
we did to
Gretzky,
the Stanley
Gretzky.
Cup?
Gretzky on was on.
Here? No,
No, the other one.
On the other one.
The other one.
But what did we do to the Stanley Cup? We had it right
We had a guy
here.
take a dump in it.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
It's a great
right.
moment.
That's right.
That's a history. That's
Howard,
a
what does
historic
Bill
moment.
what does Bill Romanowski play, and who did you play for?
Romo, they used to call him Romo. He was a football player.
For who?
Lots of
I
teams.
believe-
Right? That's a trick question.
Okay, what teams does he have Super Bowl rings?
Well, that's
with?
He's not going to know that. Let him take a guess on one team. Played for 3 big teams. Give me one of them.
Shit.
One team.
You guys suck.
Why are you challenging
Romo played for the legendary, because everyone's legendary.
Famous team.
Be embarrassing.
Raiders.
Thank you. You're embarrassing. me.
Mike
Now,
Piazza.
wait a minute.
Yeah,
We've
Piazza.
had Mike Piazza.
So you've had some
We
people.
had Mike Piazza and the other gay guy, Simmons.
We had Betty
stop
Agbayani
it.
on.
Piazza's not gay. What's the matter
But
with
we had the gay giant on, Roy Sugar Bear Simmons. You ever hear him?
Well, you said you had a serious question
He
for
fucked
Chris Russo.
Beasley.
Quickly.
Wanted to fuck Beasley Reese.
All right, listen.
Let's know. I have a serious
Check out-
We
I do
had
have
that
something I
gay
want.
basketball player on.
All right, yeah.
You
okay,
say when
quickly, what do you want to say?
when they hired you in New York, I was always curious about this. And the guy said, "Look, even in the ad, you said wanted him to sound like a New York sports fan. Did a program director, general manager ever want you to pretend you were a Yankee fan?
No, God, no.
Never. So they never said to you, "Look, you sound like a New Yorker."
I think maybe I worried them about being sometimes a little too anti-New York.
Right.
But nobody ever said, hey, Chris, let's calm down here. Can you like somebody?
because
Nobody ever
you
said
would
that.
never. I know you'd never go for that, which is why
I
I
wouldn't
like
agree to do it.
Right.
You buy me, you get me. You can't pretend to somebody else.
Did anybody ever try to get you to endorse a team for winning because they had a big bet on it?
No, God, no.
Nothing like that.
You have to be careful. That's the reason why I shouldn't even tell you about the occasional gamble thing.
Right.
Because then people think if you're mad at that team for losing a game and you're a little rough on him, well, you're doing it. Well, he just lost money on him.
Well, if
that's the
you're-
way the gambler thinks.
That's what I do here.
If you're upfront about stuff, then
Yeah, see, if you're upfront about it, then you exactly. But that's what a gambler thinks. You know, gambler sees scared money never wins. By the way, gambling.
Who do you like for president right now?
I haven't made a decision yet. I probably would vote for McCain.
For McCain.
Yeah, I know you have problems with this vice president, but I probably would vote for him.
You have problems with the vice president.
I know you do, don't you?
I do. I'm having a hard
Too
time. with the
young,
whole
44 years of age.
That's not young.
You know, the mayor of Walla, what a little town.
That's
Walla
a problem.
Walla.
If something happens to me, McCain's old, something happens to him, she's going to run the world.
Well, you got to figure that's going to
See,
happen.
that was actually a pretty brilliant choice, because if he goes with the run-of-the-mill Republican,
No one's
we're going to
talking.
kill him and everything else. So instead he does something radical, so you can't... He's being a maverick.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, that's not a bad idea. And so if he stays healthy, maybe this will work.
Why it was a good idea is that now Obama is busy debating her. And making him look even more presidential. He's
Right,
busy
'cause he's arguing
defending
with the
his
vice president.
She's saying, I don't have experience, neither do you, and they're getting into this horrible back and forth thing. Meanwhile, McCain's looking more and more presidential. It's a brilliant move.
In a lot of ways, it is. He might win. You know,
Well, actually, it's taken the focus off of him completely. We're not even worried about his age anymore.
Maybe he wanted that.
Howard, something else that me and Russo have in common
Yeah.
is Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, I love Bruce.
Okay, so
Bruce guy.
I wanted least favorite Springsteen song ever, and I have a reason why I think I know.
Murder Incorporated.
Worst ever?
I don't like that.
Your
So
favorite-
Adam raised a Cain.
You don't like that song?
No.
All right. One of
You
my
know these songs, Howard?
Yes.
One
I
of
do.
my favorite.
Do you really?
One of
I
my
was a disc jockey. Yeah, I do.
You
this
know
song.
those songs.
I know
I don't
Adam raised a cane.
One of my favorite Russo moments.
Murder Incorporated?
I'm not in. That's too.
In 90,
Murder Incorporated.
It's not in an album. It's a
was on his-
song he does.